Watch for a moment. We're going to lift and breathe in and then breathe out, let go. Okay, so let's go all together. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and keep going. Perhaps don't do it so big. I see you guys, I see many of you going really, really high with the shoulders. See if you can go just halfway up, because going up all the way up to the ears will create some tension, too much tension in the neck. So we just really want halfway up and down. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, that's it, 1. Now roll the shoulders, breathing in as you go forward, up, and breathing out as you go back and around. Do that again. Once more. All right, we're going to add on to this. And this is an old exercise that I learned from Art of Living, which has some very percussive, strong breathing exercises, which can be quite interesting. So this time around, when you breathe in, you're going to open your fingers, raise your hands, and reach high to the sky. And as you breathe out, you'll bring your hands back down, closing in little fists just in front of the shoulders. Okay, so to demonstrate, this is what it looks like. All right, let's do it all together. Here we go. Breathing in, breathing out, always through the nose. Breathe in, breathe out. That's it. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's go. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Set your hands onto your thighs and we'll breathe in, lifting the shoulders up to the ears. Breathe out, bring it back around. That's great, everybody. Again, breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Keeping the shoulders wide and down, let's drop the chin to the chest. Roll your head to the right shoulder. Once you arrive there, stop and change directions, rolling to the left shoulder. Go nice and slow. See if you can really get the neck and the muscles in the neck to relax as you do this rolling. Nice and easy and slow. That's it. Good. Do it one more time each side. Wonderful. Now bring your chin back down to the chest. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of WhatsApp right now. Chin back down to the chest and gently and slowly lift your head so that the neck gets very, very long. Now take both hands and you'll place it at the back of the neck. I'm going to turn to the side so you can really see this movement. I've got my hands here, I've got my fingers here. And I want you to just gently draw the flesh, the skin, and it's actually the tissues underneath, the muscles as well as the fascia. Draw it forward. And this should feel quite good, and it's creating more curve in your neck. So we're going to do this about 10 times. And this is the self-massage and some fascial release. Grab a hold and pull it forward. And this should also feel quite good around the sides of the neck as well. This helps to release also all those tendons in the neck. And we're going to focus a little bit on the neck today to make sure that we have our neck in a proper position for the practice. Do it 2 more times and just pull forward gently. Let it feel good. You're allowed to feel good as you do this. One more time. Pull it forward gently. Good. Well done, everyone. Let's get up onto our hands and knees on the mat. So your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath the hips. Lengthen out your spine. And here's where we're going to feel we need to lift the head. The head is quite heavy. It can be between 4 and 5 kilos. So the neck needs to work to lift the head. And this is the wonderful work that we get when we're doing our yoga practice, in that we are activating the muscles of the neck. Oftentimes, these muscles are not placing our head in a good position, and it's ruining our posture, right? It's ruining the upper back, and it can also create more pain in the neck, especially when you're working on a computer. So here, we want to draw the head backwards. You feel like you draw the neck backwards. And remember the massage, we're trying to get that curve in the neck. Feel that. And here's where we're going to be working that throughout the class. We're going to be on all fours, also in down dog or crouching cat, and a couple of other postures. So here, now let's just warm up the spine. Pressing the tops of the feet down so that you get a nice hollow in the front of the ankles. Take a deep breath in, lift your chin, curling your spine. And then as you breathe out, round, look to the belly button, pull the belly upwards. Breathing in, let's curl, looking skyward. And breathing out, let's round, look to your belly button. And we'll keep going with this. Breathing in, curling, breathing out, rounding. Once more, let's breathe in and curl, and breathe out and round. Coming back to a flat back, let's reach our right hand far out in front and slide your left arm underneath. So this is called threading the needle. Bring the arm all the way to the floor if possible, and if you can, bring your head down. You're turning your head to the right. You're looking underneath the right armpit. You can really reach your right arm in front of you. Take a few deep breaths here. The left arm is down on the ground. Feels pretty good. Excellent. Slide your right hand back in front of the face, push into the floor to come back up onto your hands and knees. And we'll do the other side. Reach the left arm far out in front of you. Thread the needle with the right. The right arm comes down to the floor and you're turning your head to the left. A couple of deep breaths here. As you let that twist just open up and open up the upper body, and the neck is already pretty warmed up. And we'll bring the left hand back, push into the floor to come back up onto the hands and knees. From here, I want you to open your knees wide, sinking down into child's pose. If it's too much to put your head to the floor, you can put your hands underneath your forehead so that your head rests here. This can be important for the health of your neck. And that is throughout the class today and any classes in the future. If you find that when you're in child's pose, you're trying to get your head down here, you feel strain in the neck, immediately put your hands underneath your head, okay? Now here, as we breathe, you should feel an opening through the low back. There's a nice stretch into the hips. And it's just a nice therapeutic posture to get ready for our practice. Looking forward, lift up onto the hands and knees. Bring the knees in underneath the hips. Now we're going to bring the right leg out to the side. Place the foot flat onto the floor. So you're getting a little stretch of the inner thigh here. And we're just going to bounce backwards. And you should feel, there's even more of a stretch on the inner thigh. It should feel pretty good. If it's going into any pain, you need to back off that stretch. Have the knee soft, please. And the foot is flat on the floor. That's it. Bounce once more. And then we'll come back, bring the knee down. And we'll change. Left leg goes out to the side. Should be about at the level of the hip. The foot is flat on the floor, and we're just going to bounce backwards. The hips go back, and there's that lovely stretch down the inner thigh. Few bounces here. No pain. Beware of the knees as well. Good. And let's come back, bringing the knee down. Now we're going to do something a little bit new, maybe for some of you. I want you to slide the right knee forward and cross the ankle over the left thigh. So this is called falcon pose. The right ankle on top of the left knee, okay? And we're just gonna bounce backwards again here. If possible, keep the right knee on the floor And you should feel perhaps a stretch throughout the right hip and you're pushing it backwards. This is also helping to get the upper femur bones into the right positioning in the hip socket. We'll uncross and change sides. Bring your left knee forward, cross the ankle over the right thigh, and let's go. We bounce back, falcon pose. This is also getting some rotation into the joints of the lower body. And we'll release and uncross. All right, let's tuck our toes under and take either crouching cat or downward facing dog, a kind of hybrid with the knees slightly bent. Here's where we want to pay attention. Lifting your head up is going to activate those muscles in the neck. So I want you to look for that activation right now. Look between your hands or even a little bit forward. Now, when we bounce here, bring your hips way back. Open your knees a bit so that the lower belly can almost go right between the thighs. Now, turn your knees to the right and bounce back towards your heels, back behind you. We'll come back to center and turn your knees to the left. And again, bounce here. Hips go way back. Coming back to center, open your feet one at a time as wide as your mat. Heels are up off the floor, and you're going to lightly walk your hands backwards until your fingertips can touch the floor. Your hips move back. Be sure that the knees don't bend too far forward. You keep curving your low back, and you should feel your glutes mounding up behind you. And we're going to bounce here 5 times. This is really warming up the back body, getting it alive, getting it prepared for practice. And then one hand at a time onto the thighs. Lift the chest, keeping your hips back. Lift your shoulders up and widen them to the sides. Now, keeping a nice curve in the low back, just press your right shoulder forward and look over your left shoulder behind you. Coming back to center, turn your left shoulder forward. Your head looks over the right shoulder. Back to center. We'll do that again. Right shoulder forward, look over your left. Back to center. Left shoulder forward, look to your right. One more time each side. Right shoulder forward, look to your left. Back to center, and left shoulder forward. Back to center. Coming up, but you're going to keep the bowstring position. Keep the knees back, bent, hips back, chest lifted. From here, bring your hands to either side of your head, the thumbs above the ears. Lean to your right, go right over, hips back. Coming back to center, lean to your left. Back to center. Reach your arms out in front of you, seed hands if you wish, keeping the feet wide, keeping the hips back. I want you to bounce down, your arms come up a bit, and then as you straighten a bit more, the arms come down. So it's like the hands stay in the same spot in space as you kind of bounce up and down. All right? Now we're going to go a little bit faster. Let your arms go. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Keep lifting your chest away from the hips. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and straighten your legs. Walk your feet in. Roll your shoulders once, bring them up and back and down. Take big steps forward until you reach the front edge of your mat. Once you are here, find your perfect posture. So the legs are strong, feet hip width, knees are soft, hips are back, chest lifts away from the hips, shoulders wide, hands to your heart center, and find that lovely position for the neck, that you got that nice curve and the chin is level with the floor. All right, everyone, let's get ready. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms in front of you and then reaching to the sky. Then you'll start bending at the knees, the hands come to the heart center, and you'll fold yourself forward. It's like your tummy comes to your thighs. Hands come to the floor. Now we'll step our feet back and get into a plank position. In your plank position, super important, you lift the chin. I'm looking about a meter in front of me with my eyes. So that's about how much you should be lifting your head. This is for the neck. Feel like you're pulling your hands towards your feet. Now lower your knees down. Choose whether you keep your feet on the floor, there you're on top of the kneecaps, maybe it's not very good for you. Or you could bring your feet up and you're above the kneecaps. Open your hands wide. And let's just go for one push-up, just to test it out, down and up. Feels good, all the way down. Hands under the shoulders, point your toes and press the tops of the feet down. When you do this, this will lift a little bit your hips. So you want your hips lifting just a tiny bit, and we'll rise up to a cobra. Woo. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto the hands and knees, hips will go back. Tucking your toes, you can choose whether you step forward a bit for crouching cat, or whether you keep your feet back for downward facing dog. Stay here, and I want you to raise your right leg, and we'll do one big circle with the right leg. Whew. Bring it back down. Lift the left leg, knees bent, one big circle. Bring it back down and begin stepping your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees low. This is where we support the back, hands to the thighs, just above the knees. Lift the chest and you get into a chair position. Hips back, chest lifted, chin is lifted, so you get that positioning of the neck. Raise the arms next to the ears, and then standing slowly till you reach to the sky, palms together, and we begin again. Soft knees, and we fold forward. Stepping your feet back, get into that plank position. Knees are soft, lift the chest, lift the head. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. If you want, feet come up. Open your hands. Now maybe do 2 push-ups. Down and up. Down and up. Feels good. Move all the way down. Point your toes. Hips come up. Come up into cobra. Chest comes back down. Onto the knees. Hips back. Tuck your toes. Crouching cat or downward facing dog. Change legs. You're going to circle left knee this time, up and around. And then right knee, up and around. Stepping forward. Bend your knees, hands to your thighs, lift your chest. Chair position. Rise up. Hands come together and fold forward. Everyone bend the knees all the way down, belly to the thighs. Stepping back to a plank position. I'm going to come have a look. Hold the plank. Lift your head, everyone. Lift your head. Yeah, that's it. Lift your head. Good, Evelyn. Good. Keep breathing. 2, 1. All right. Bring your knees down, everyone. Open your hands. Lift your feet up. And let's go. This time, 3 push-ups. Let's do it. 3. Yes. 2. Good, Jane. Keep going. 1. Excellent. All the way down. Point your toes, tops of the feet into the floor. Rise up to the cobra. And either down dog or crouching cat. Good. This time, right knee. 1 circle with the right knee. All the way around. Good. And then 1 circle with the left knee. All the way around. Excellent. Look to your hands. Stepping forward. Good job. Come to the chair position. So hands on the thighs to come up into the chair position. Yes, that's right. Now lift your arms, stretching skyward. Beautiful. Now come to standing and let's flow again. Palms together, fold it forward all the way down. Yes. Stepping back to your plank position. Once you're in plank, immediately lift your head. Well done, Luca. Good, Tahina. Very nice. Stay there. 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down. Open your hands and do those push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down, pointing the toes, and rise up to a cobra position. Yes, bring your chest back down and push back. Down dog or crouching cat. Excellent. Left knee this time. Start with the left knee. Make a nice big circle, round and around. 3. Yes, other side, round and around. Good. Bring it down. Look to your hands, stepping forward. Excellent. Hands to your thighs, coming up into the chair position. Arms come up. Hold it. Now come all the way up to standing. Hands to your heart center, and I want you to stay there for a moment. We're going to go faster in just a moment. However, I've noticed that many of you, when you're doing your push-ups, you're letting your head fall. So have a look here. Have a look at the screen. I'm going to show you quickly. When you're in your push-up position, please keep your head lifted, just like in the plank, and you bring your chest down and up, okay? What I'm seeing is a lot of you are doing this because obviously we want to see that we're getting all the way to the floor, so you bring your face down first. We don't want that. The head's lifted. If anything touches, it's the chest that touches for your push-ups. Super important, because this is building a repetition in your brain, that when you're going to do something that takes some effort, you don't let your head drop. You keep it lifted, okay? And that will translate also into work, so that you don't let your head drop. You keep it lifted. You keep that good posture for your neck. All right? Let's do it, everyone. Front edge of the mat, hands to your heart center. We're going to go a little bit faster now. Get ready. Deep breath in, rise up, raise the arms, stretching. Bend your knees as you fold forward. Hands come to the floor. Good. Step back to your plank position. Head automatically comes up. Yes. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. All right. Open the arms. Lift your head. Look forward as you're doing it. Yes. 3 push-ups at least. If you want to do more, do more. Good, good, good. Chest comes down. Head is up. All the way down, everyone. Okay, good. Point your toes. Rise up to that cobra. Well done, everybody. And push back to your down dog or crouching cat. Circling the right knee. You can circle once or twice or even 3 times if you want. And then the left knee, circling around once, twice, or 3 times. Beautiful. Very good, everybody. Yes. Then looking to your hands, now listen carefully. You could do a burglar hop, jumping forward and walking the rest of the way, or you can walk forward as you feel most comfortable. Go for it. Good. Bend your knees low and come up into the chair position. Hands on the thighs. Yes. So Geraldine, bring your hands on your thighs to come up into chair. That's it. Perfect. Excellent. Well done. Then raise the arms. Everybody raise the arms. You're still in chair. Now you straighten your legs. Yes, reach, reach, reach to the sky and fold immediately forward. Let's keep going. Stepping back to the plank position. Woo, good. Lift your head, holding 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, feet come up if you want. Open your hands and do the push-ups. 3, 2, we're moving faster now. 1, good, all the way down. Point your toes coming up into the cobra. Bringing the hands in a bit, and then you push back to down dog or crouching cat. This time the left leg, circle it. 3, 2, 1 if you want, and then the right leg. 3, 2, 1. Look at your hands. Burglar hop or little steps forward. Come into the chair, hands on the thighs, then you raise the arms. Then you come all the way up to standing, palms together. We'll run it through twice again. Let's go forward all the way down, stepping back to the plank position. Be aware of the head and the neck. This is the moment where you're going to really train the body to do the right thing and to be in the right position. All right, knees come down, hands open, and let's go for the push-ups. 1, 2, or 3, however many you wish. Good job, Luca. Yeah, all the way down now. Everyone, point your toes, coming up into cobra and pushing back, down dog or crouching cat. Now, the circling with the legs. Do 1 if you feel just 1 is good enough, or you could do 3. And then the left leg, 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, burglar hop or little steps. Bend your knees low, hands to the thighs, lift up into that chair, raise your arms, stretching skyward, come up to standing, and then hands to your heart center. Here we are with the last one, folding forward, stepping back to a plank. Head is lifted, hold it here. 3, 2, 1, knees come down, open the hands. Push-ups, keep the head up. 3, 2, 1, all the way down, point the toes, rising up to the cobra. And then down dog or crouching cat. Left leg circling, either 3, 2 times, or even just once. Right leg circling. Then we look to our hands, either a burglar hop, or you can step it forward, however you want to move. Bend your knees low, hands to the thighs, coming up, arms reach up, and come all the way up to standing. Hands to your heart center. Take a moment. You can close your eyes if you wish. Just re-find your balance, re-find your breath. Hands can come to your hips now. Lift and open. Be sure the neck is long, back of the neck is curved. We're going to bend our knees. Let the hips go back a little bit. It's a tiny little chair position. And raise your right foot up. From here, we're just going to step it back to a position. You don't have to step back long. It's a high lunge, but it's short. Knees bend, hips go back, chest lifts here. Raise your arms up to either side of the head. The thumbs come on top of the ears. Be sure you've got that curve in the neck, elbows forward. Lean to your right, over to your right, and you keep your strong position. Keep the head lifted, pushing into the hands. Rising back up, let's lean to our left. Keeping that strong position. Rising back up. Hands can come back to the hips. Now we're going to turn that right leg. The right leg is back. You're going to turn the right leg so that the right foot faces out. Both knees bend into what's called tribal lunge. Hips move back. The left elbow onto the left thigh. And you're going to raise the right arm next to the head. This is, again, work for the neck. The palm is at the back. So the thumb is above the ear, and you're wrapping your fingers around the back of the head. Turn to look to your right. The elbow points forward. The knees, both knees are bent. The back is long. This is a tough position, and you should be feeling the head and neck working to stay here. 3, 2, 1. We'll release, bring the right hand back down to the right thigh, and you'll straighten your left leg, okay? Straighten it. The foot is on the floor. The knees stay soft, however, okay? Right hand on the thigh. You're going to reach your left arm out in front of you. Get really, really long. Feel the length. Keep the head lifted. Look at the hand. If you want to do seed hand, you can, or you just reach with your fingers. And we stay 3, 2, 1. Lift and push off your right foot to come to the front edge of your mat. And release. Turn your head from side to side to relax the neck a bit. We'll do the other side. Hands to your hips. You'll step your left leg back for the high lunge, knees bent, back is curved. Hands to either side of the head. Push the head into the hands. First, we'll lean to our left. Go over to the left. Feel the right-hand side of the body opening up. And then rising back up. Keep the legs strong, both knees bent. Lean to your right now. Holding, elbows pointing forward. Push the head back into the hands. And we release, coming back up. Hands come back to your hips, getting into tribal lunge. Turn your left foot out. Knees bend, hips go back. The right elbow onto the right thigh. Left hand onto the head on the left-hand side, thumb above the ear. Turn to look to your left. Elbow forward. Push the head into the hand. Holding here. 3. Hips back. Bend the knees. 2. 1. Release the left hand onto the left thigh. We'll straighten the right leg, but the knee stays soft. Reach your right arm way out in front of you. Seed hand if you want, or reach with the fingers. And hold, lengthening out. You should feel the stretch down the back of the leg as well. Hips back, left hand on the thigh to support. 3, 2, 1. Push off your left foot. Come to the front edge of your mat, hands to your heart center. Good job, everybody. Lift up your right foot behind you. Push the foot upwards, leaning your chest forward. Keep your head lifted. Bring your right hand back to touch the right heel, just with the middle finger. Left arm reaches out in front. You can do seed hand or fingers open. Push into the fingers with the foot. Holding 3, the standing leg is bent. 2, 1. Come up to standing. Changing sides. Lift your left leg behind you, leaning forward. Then bring your hand behind you to touch with the middle finger. Right arm reaches out in front. Lift the foot into the hand, holding. Breathing deeply. 3, standing leg is bent. 2, 1, coming up to standing. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Sink down, the knee points upwards. Bring the arms out in front of you, grab a hold of the elbows. Feel like you're gonna pull your arms apart. Keep the head and chest lifted, throat open, lengthen your neck. Staying here, lift the right knee enough and twist to your right. Twisting over. Look to the right, go as far as possible. Keep the hips back. Good job, everybody. Yes, turning back to center and release. Crossing your left leg over the right. Sinking down, hips back. Grab the elbows, but change. If you have the right arm on top, change. Left arm on top this time. Pull your elbows apart. Sinking the hips back, the knee is up. Twisting to your left now. Turning the shoulders, turn the upper body. Keep breathing and stay with it. 3, 2, 1. Turn back forward, release, unwinding. Good job. Infinity pose. Right foot on top of the left thigh. Bend both knees. The knees sort of lift upwards. The chest lifts upwards. Palms together, thumbs on the crown of the head, elbows point forward and up. Lift your chin a little bit, opening up the throat. Staying here. 3, 2, 1. Let's release. Bring the foot down, bring the arms down. Changing sides. Left foot on the right thigh. Sink your hips back, both knees bend, and they kind of lift up the knees. Palms together, thumbs at the crown of the head. Lift the chin, looking skyward. Open up the throat, staying calm. Releasing. Still at the front edge of your mat, bring your hands once again to your heart center. Close your eyes and just notice the sensations right now in your body. Normally your back body is quite engaged now. You should feel the back body tightening up, the backs of the legs, the lower back, even the upper back, and see if you can also feel the neck strong, lifting and holding the head in place. Opening your eyes, bend your knees slightly, take a deep breath in, rise up. And as you fold forward, bringing your hands down to the earth, we're going to step back to our plank position. Keep the head lifted. Immediately in plank, lift up your head. Pull the heart forward. Take some deep, slow breaths. Feel like you're pulling your hands to your feet at the same time. Arms are strong. 3, 2, 1. Push back either to down dog or your crouching cat. Lifting your head, look forward a little bit. Turn your knees to the right. Bend the knees nice and low. And see if you can get your left hip touching the floor before the left knee. Bring the left knee down. Right foot stays flat. Right knee up to the sky. Turn both shoulders forward, both hands forward. And you're getting into a very deep twist in through the belly, in the center of the body. If you need to, come up onto the fingertips of the right hand. So let's stay here, looking forward, lift the chin. Taking some deep, slow breaths. Releasing, stretch your left arm onto the floor and get onto your side. Right hand out in front of you, both knees bend, and the knees are forward. When you bring the knees forward, you're able to push your hips back. So let's do that just now. Knees go forward, hips go back, and deep, deep, deep curve in the back. There should be almost no compression in the low back here. This is a full, nice bow position, side bow it's called. Now raise your right leg a little bit more. Get the foot a little bit higher than the knee. So we don't want to open the leg. We want to keep the hips pointing forward. And you want to get into the side glute muscles here, okay? Arm out in front of you. We just take some deep breaths as we hold this position. Very good. Another deep breath in. Now let's see if we can straighten the leg, keeping the position. We really want to get into those side glute muscles. The foot can be flat, like you're standing on the wall. Keep the right arm out in front of you. Keep your hips back. The knee, the top leg, the knee is slightly bent, but we're pushing the heel away. 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back down on top of the left leg. We're going to roll onto our tummies. So slide the legs back a bit and roll right onto your tummy, onto your mat. Okay? Knees are bent. Feet are flexed like they're standing on the sky. Bring your hands underneath your forehead just to support the neck. And all we're going to do is lift up one leg at a time. The knees stay bent. So you can do this. Lift your right leg. See if you can get it up. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Bring the right knee back down. And then we'll lift the left leg. Holding it up. That's it. Good. 3, 2, 1. Now bringing it down. Now, of course, when we lift the leg, we've got pressure on the other leg, and we can push down with the other leg to make sure that the one leg rises, right? Now we're going to lift both legs, and we don't have the other leg to push down with, so you're going to find a much stronger contraction in the low back. Do only as long as you feel comfortable with it, okay? Keep your head down and lift both legs. Holding. If there's too much contraction in the low back, bring your knees down before. If it's okay, we're going to stay another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees back down. Whew. Release the legs onto the floor and let your heels rock from side to side. This is releasing the low back, but also the hip sockets and also the knees and the thighs. Okay, we're going to do all that on the other side. Hands underneath the shoulders, push up onto the hands and knees first, and take either crouching cat or downward facing dog. Whichever feels most comfortable for you. Lift your head up. And here we go. We're going to turn the knees to the left and see if you can bring the right hip down without letting the right knee touch the floor. Whew. Left foot flat, left knee up to the sky. Turn yourself forward as far as possible. If you need to, come up onto the fingertips of your left hand. If you can get the palm down, do that. Lifting up your head, getting the twist all the way up to the crown of the head. Staying here and taking some deep breaths. There's a deep rinsing going on in the lower belly. Hips stay back. All right, we're going to come down onto our side. Stretch the right arm out. Left arm comes in front of you, fingertips on the floor. The left leg is lifted, the foot is flexed like it's standing on the wall. The knees are bent. Bring your knees forward and let your hips sink way back. This is going to engage the glutes, in fact. Keep the head down and we just hold it here. Taking some deep breaths. We're getting into those side glute muscles. The foot should be a little higher than the knee. And from here, we're going to straighten the leg. The knee stays slightly bent. Foot stays a little bit flexed. And it's actually working the whole side body here. Taking some deep breaths. We just stay with it. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to bring the leg down on top of the right leg. This time we're going to roll onto our backs. So to get there, bring your right arm forward, bring the right shoulder forward so that you can simply roll onto your back and you're on your mat. You're still on your mat. The back stays curved. We're going to lift both knees now. Allow the bow to happen, the curved back, the belly long, knees bent, arms up. You can stretch your fingers or curl your hands into seat hands. Let the knees go to the right, the arms go to the left, and then we'll rise back up and we'll change. Knees go to the left and the arms to the right. And we'll rise back up and change. And just do this a few times. This is getting into the waist, getting into the oblique muscles. Very gentle movement, but it can be quite efficient in letting the slide and glide happen of those muscles at your waist. One more time each side. All right. Grab a hold of your knees now and pull the knees into the chest. You're going to feel that the back presses into the floor. Okay, it's a little stretch of the low back. Now let's release, bringing the feet flat on the floor, knees hip width, elbows into the floor, fingers can be spread or you can come into seat hands, whichever you wish. Open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades first. Then press the back of the head down into the floor so you get that engagement at the neck. Now you can choose, either you rise up to a little bow bridge, or you rise up to your full half bridge, or you can put your hands down and come all the way up into full bridge pose, all the way on your hands and feet. However you wish to work. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths, so get into a good position for you. Staying. 5. Breathe deeply into the lungs. See if you can get the breath into the transversus as well, and deep into the diaphragm. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Raise your arms over your head. Reach behind you. If you are in full bridge, of course, you come down into half bridge. And now let's all bring the back down, 1 vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. Once you're down on the floor, stretch the legs 1 at a time, keeping the feet apart. And just gently turn your head from side to side. Good. Keeping the arms stretched behind you, bring your feet in a little bit, just into hip width. Taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, pull the belly in, press the low back to the floor. Okay, we'll do that again. Breathe in, let your belly stretch, let your back arch. Breathe out, pull the belly in, let the low back go towards the floor. Okay, breathing in. This time, as you breathe out, pull the belly in and raise your head, chest, shoulders, and arms, and your right leg. Go as high as possible. Breathing in, reach behind you, stretching, and breathing out, the left leg comes up this time. And again, breathing in, reaching, breathing out, right leg. Breathing in, reaching, breathing out, the left leg. Now, if it's been good with one leg, keep going with one leg. If you want to go farther, use both legs. And again, breathing in, we'll do 4 in all. Breathing out. 2 more times. Switching legs if you're just doing one leg at a time. And the last one. Breathing in, breathing out. Lower down, lift your knees to your chest. And again, rocking from side to side. This time, turn your head and neck in the opposite direction. Knees to the right, head to the left, and vice versa. Bring your left foot flat on the floor. Stretch your right leg completely to the sky. Grab behind the thigh. Do a little circle with the foot to release any tension, changing the direction. Flex your foot just gently. Knee, stay soft. Keep curving your low back, and you should feel a big stretch down the back of the leg. See if you can go farther, pulling the leg towards you. And then crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Let the knees fall open to the right. Turn your head to the left, looking at the left hand. Open twist. It helps to really get into the side body, and you get a nice stretch down into your pectoral muscles. Uncross the legs, one knee at a time, lift up. And the left leg rises, flexing the foot. Knee is soft, curve your spine. Make a little circle with the foot. Change the direction. And flexing, and look for that stretch, keeping the spine curved. Now let's cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Let the knees fall to your left, turn your head to the right. Open spinal twist. And we release, lifting one knee back up at a time. Let's take a happy baby pose. Either grab behind the thighs, around the ankles, or at the bottoms of the feet, and rock a bit from side to side. Rebending the knees, stretching one leg at a time onto the floor. Set your hands onto your tummy. And begin taking some deep breaths in and out of the tummy. If you need to make any micro movements to get yourself into a comfortable position, you can do that now. And just allow the belly to expand as you breathe in and release as you breathe out. However, as you do that with an expansion of the belly, be sure that you're not pushing against the belly to open it up. You want to just have a gentle, natural expansion. Bring your awareness to your toes. And just notice how they're feeling right now and how there can be an energy at the tips of your toes. Moving up into your feet. Moving up into your ankles, your calves, and your knees. Moving up into the thighs. Into the hips and low back. Feel the energy as if it's moving up through your body into all of the internal organs. Into the ribs, chest, and upper back. Into the shoulders, the arms, and the hands. into the neck and the throat and the jaw. The mouth, the cheeks, the lips, the tongue. The eyes, eyebrows, forehead, and the scalp, and even the hair. And as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in all of the strength and courage that you need to achieve anything that you want. And with each breath, you're adding a little bit more strength and power and courage. Nothing is taken away. You're only adding more. Begin deepening your breath. And begin moving your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, raise your arms over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. Lifting your knees up against your chest, squeezing the knees against the chest. Rocking from side to side. That's it. Roll all the way to your right hand side, onto the shoulder, onto the hip. Push down into the floor and lift from the side, coming to a seated position. Let's rub our hands together. Let's bring the hands over the face, gently tapping around the eyes, shaking your hands out. One more time. Let's rub the hands together. Bringing the hands over the face, tapping around the eyes, shaking out. Hands at your heart center, everyone. Have an absolutely amazing day. It's beautiful weather outside. Be sure you get some sun. And namaste. Thanks for joining me.